Well. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am... What's a word for this? I am mildly discouraged. I don't even know if the word mildly is the right word. I don't know if discouraged is the right word. But there's just some crazy shit going on in our country right now. And I just don't get it, man. What is wrong with these people? And I don't mean, well, you know, when I say these people, that doesn't mean anything nefarious. Although, if I were less melanin enhanced, I might get called out for that. But hey, I am not talking. What do you mean by those people? Anyway, these knuckleheads out here, the communist revolution we seem to be having. And yes, I said it. This ain't about Black Lives Matter. This has nothing to do with Black lives. There's a whole lot of things that go on with Black lives that nobody gives a shit about. No, this is someone took an opportunity to create mayhem. Mayhem completely unrelated to the movement, the protest, the incident with George Floyd and others, the man bite dog events that everyone's blowing up. And even though they're man bite dogs events, doesn't make them right, but still, this is not. This shit's not about Black lives. And right now, it seems to be about, well, mayhem. Mayhem's the word. So, anyway, we're going to just go through some incidents. Although I do have one piece of media malfeasance. I don't know. This one made me laugh because with all the controversy over the weekend of what the president tweeted when he retweeted a doctored video, and then another journalistic entity, I guess you'd call it, fucked something up so bad that I have to laugh because it's so typical of the media. Yes, I'm in a ranting mood today. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. All right, stop the music. Hey, hello there. It's the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, me, Marty, a.k.a. PDawg Night. It is the 22nd of June, Monday, and you know what Monday means. You know what Monday means. Play that music. Uh-oh. It sounds like Metal Monday on the Morning Night Live with me, of course, your ever-loving host. Welcome to the show. Welcome everybody who's jumped in the chat already. Looked like the notifications went out because everybody is here. Well, not everybody, but a lot of you are here. We've already got, I already have 25 people in the chat, and I just turned this thing on. So that's fantastic. I am so glad to see you. I'm going to say good morning to everybody in a second, but this is just one of those days where having a little metal in the background probably would be a backdrop if you were trying to make this weekend a movie, because there is a lot of mayhem going on, and this music reminds me of some mayhem. Let's say good morning to everybody, though. In the chat first today, my man from down under, Richos, was first and gets the bell. Good morning, sir. Also, good morning to Stabbing Joe Scarborough. Don't hurt anybody. Good morning, Jonas Pedersen. Also, Renee Mayette. Gunfox61, Mike Savage, Jim Beam. I could use a little of that in the reparations coffee. By the way, I do have the official, well, you can't see it because of the damn light, but the PDawg Night reparations coffee cups in hand. My daughter made this. If you didn't see my Father's Day video from yesterday, my daughter drew this and made this, and then it says PDawg Night on the back. I'm pretty excited about that. And the coffee's good, too. Also, good morning to Mike Savage, Blarg, and DI Freighter Watcher, Green Badger Outdoors, Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Also, good morning to Tyler F, Zombie Teddy. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a little while. Good to see you. Maniac Man. Sean D.W., Grillin' Pirate Pete, Cynical Lindsay, Sydney Rochelle, Piccolo. Hey, man, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while, too. I saw you made a comment on one of my videos, though. I appreciate that. Let's see. Also, Check Your Logic. Oh, Check Your Logic's here early. Damn, boy. Nice to see you. And also, good morning to Katie Did Skate. And I think I'm caught up. Do I got everybody so far? Well, if I missed you, just keep popping into the chat and I will make sure. Oh, Maddie's here. Molly Mags is here. Good to have you here. Okay, I think I got everybody now. At least that's everyone in the chat. There's a bunch of you lurking, and that's cool too. If you're listening at work or while you're driving or whatever, don't take your eyes off the road just to talk to me. But anyway. Malia Carr, my other friend from down under. How you doing, my dear? Also, Amy in Connecticut. What's up? All right. So I gotta turn this down. I'm rocking. This stuff's rocking kind of hard here, isn't it? Damn, they are going off. I hope that music's not too loud, but I don't care. I kind of don't care. I'm kind of enjoying it today, and it's fitting. So let's get started. So this weekend, there's all kinds of mayhem going on. The police blotters going crazy, and so most of my articles are about that. But I do want to show you something that I have to laugh at. Now, over the weekend, let me see if I can find. Maybe I should find. Well, first of all, quick thank yous, by the way. Let me do a couple quick thank yous. Thank you, Cynical Lindsay, Maddie, the News Chick, Grillin' Pirate Pete, Tyler F, Cindy Rochelle, for tweeting out the show. Please, people, share this link out. Share the show out. You can do it on social media or however you do that. You can click the share arrow down there, somewhere down there, and it's a couple clicks. You put on whatever social media you want. You can also retweet me on Twitter if you're not following on Twitter, Minds or Gab. Right there, Twitter, Minds, Gab. See that? Right there, okay? Retweet, repost, republish, whatever you have to do. All right. So, big hubbub over the weekend about the president and this video that he tweeted out. And I'm going to show you the video by Carpy Dunktum first. We're going to show you that. And because, boy, the media was just all over this. But then I'm going to also show you that there is this piece that CNN and all the news media was up in arms about Trump tweeting was duplicated by another news outlet, and I'll explain in a moment after we see this. So here's the tweet by Carby Dunktum, because he, a lot of people were analyzing and talking about it. It got in the press conference on Friday, and everybody was talking about it. So this is the video by Carby Dunktum. Now this is clearly satirical, and it got a lot of press, right? So here's this little thing by Carby Dunktum, if you haven't seen it, which is funny. This is, obviously Carby Dunktum says right down here in the corner, Carby Dunktum, okay? And then he shows what actually happened. Oh, now it's just a sweet little scene. The little boys are hugging and whatnot.
Why
Aw, so sweet. Got a little Michael, what's his, Michael Bublé, whatever his name is. And it's a sweet little scene, right? But what's funny about this, I'm just going to pause this right now because that's the truth of what happened. But this is typical. CNN will take something that's completely, just, it's an example of how the news media tries to blow things up, right? And then it turns out to be something different. It kind of happened like with the Covington kids, right? Well, this past weekend, NPR puts an article out. And, they are just working overtime trying to tie right-wing extremists to a lot of the violence and other shit that's happening. And so NPR puts out a tweet and an article that says, right-wing extremists are turning cars into weapons, with reports of 50 vehicle ramming incidents since protests erupted nationwide in late May. Holy shit, all the right-wing extremists are coming out? Is that really what's happening here? Well, the picture in this, there's this picture here. There's video of that exact incident of this right-wing extremist who rammed these poor innocent protesters. Now remember the article. Right-wing protesters. Where is it here? Where is it? Oh, I lost it. Right-wing protesters are ramming people with cars, right? So let's take a look. Here's an example that they use in the photograph of a right-wing protester ramming these right-wing, whatever, right-wing radicals. Hello, Wikipedia stupid. These right-wingers who are out there ramming people with cars. The picture they used for the right-wing, whatever they want to call them, ram people. Here it is, right here. Here it is. This is what happened. This right. Watch this evil right winger. I'm just gonna hit play now. Watch. Yes. Oh, yes. The protesters are just out there protesting. Wait a minute. Is that a woman in a car? Are they just? Oh, they're kind of. Looks like they're yelling at her. Are these protesters? Wait a minute. They're hitting her car. She looks like she's trying to get away. Oh no. They're trying to beat on her. Oh no. What the? Wait. This right wing. Oh, this crazed white winger. Oh damn. That's the picture. That's the picture NPR chose of a right-wing extremist in a car ramming incident. They're trying so hard. I'm going to guess of these 50. Now NPR, after being this show, people were ripping NPR to shreds over this because somebody found that video right away, and look, and here it is: right-wing extremists turning cars into weapons. Reports of 50 vehicle ramming incidents since protests erupted nationwide in May. There it is. That's the picture they showed. In fact, CNN sucks. Yes, that is redundant. Hello. Also, et Secederant. Secederant. Okay. That's the picture they used of that right-wing extremist turning a car into a weapon. Now, look. Now, this woman, too, actually, I think she immediately turned herself in and was not charged. And there's video of the incident, right? I'm going to guess that of the 50 vehicle ramming incidents since the protests have erupted, I'm going to guess that 50 of them are similar to this, because you see the video of people attacking people in their cars, trying to stop them from going onto the freeway. Now, the one incident, the dude in the it was the dude in the truck in the Minneapolis protest. That guy was he was an immigrant, didn't know the language that well, and I also didn't understand what was going on when he came up and they jumped and pulled him out of the truck and beat the shit out of him. Good morning to Post Ghost. Well, welcome. That's a new name I haven't seen yet. You may have been here once or twice, but I don't know. Good morning, Big Assassin 80. There's a couple new names. Oh, good morning also to the gayest person on YouTube. That's not me making a judgment. That's their name. It's in the chat. Do not cancel me. That's their name. The gayest person on YouTube. So anyway, so this woman's getting attacked, and they they use this in a picture. So NPR later changed this. Here it is. Right-wing extremists are turning cars as weapons. Now here's the funny thing. So they changed the picture. This is from this picture here that they used. This one, I'll show you the picture. Maybe it'll make it a little bigger here. This picture. Look at this. This is the article. They changed the picture. Here's the caption to this picture. LA Prepper, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Here's the caption to this picture. Quote, people receive first aid after a car ran into a crowd of protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia on August 12, 2017. Terrorism research say that right-wing extremists are turning cars into weapons in response to ongoing protests against policemen misconduct. Motherfucker, they took a picture from Charlottesville. They said since May, if you have evidence that right-wing extremists have been doing this May, would you not have at least one example that you could confirm was a right-wing extremist from this year? Now, if there are, put those fuckers in jail too. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. But it's not. That woman clearly, the picture they originally used was clearly a person who's trying to, they're trying to practice self-preservation. I would have done the same damn thing if a bunch of idiots started banging on my car, trying to break the windows and try to get to me. Fuck it, I'm hitting the gas. Stay the fuck out my way. Don't get in front of the car. Leave me the fuck alone. Now they have an editor's note. I'll do it NPR style. I know the music doesn't really. The music is not conducive to doing this NPR style, but I'm going to read the editor's note. NPR style. Editor's note. A previous version of this story included a photo of a protester being struck by a car in Louisville, Kentucky. The photo, chosen by the editors, does not appear to be an example of the assaults described in the story and has been replaced. Police have not charged the driver, but have charged two of the protesters involved in that incident. Authorities continue to investigate. No shit. Really? So let's go through this article now. I'm just saying, let's go through the article because I want to see if they have actual examples. I'm just guessing they don't. Right-wing extremists are turning cars into weapons, with reports of at least 50 vehicle ramming incidents since protests against the police violence erupted nationwide in late May. At least 18 are categorized as deliberate attacks. Another 24 are unclear as to the motivation or are still in the... wait a minute. Hold up. It's funny that at least 18 are categorized as deliberate attacks. Deliberate how? Deliberate that someone's banging on your car with a pipe or jumping on your hood and you deliberately got the fuck out of there and hit somebody? Another 24 are unclear as to motivation or are still under investigation, according to a count released Friday by Ari Weil, terrorism researcher at the University of Chicago Project on Security and Threats. Weil has tracked vehicle ramming attacks, or VRAs. They have their own fucking acronym too. VRAs since protests began. The 20 people facing prosecution in the rammings include a state leader of the Virginia Ku Klux Klan, as well as a California man who is charged with attempted murder after antagonizing protesters and driving into them, striking a teenage girl. Video footage of some of the attacks showed drivers yelling or threatening Black Lives Matter protesters before hitting the gas. Let's see the video footage they give us here. Let's see this. I'm just curious. Okay, disturbing video shows vehicles plowing into... Okay, so let's see. This is the semi-truck that drives into the crowd. This is the guy. He's an immigrant, didn't speak English that well. Also, so this is plowing, drives into a crowd of protesters. Now, the protesters parted like the Red Sea, and then they came and pulled him out of the truck and beat the shit out of him. Let's see. Where are these damn videos? Pop up here, videos. Come on now. This is the Minneapolis driver. Did this show up here? Let's see here. Why isn't this playing? It's 30. Okay. Oh, it's funny that they only show 32 seconds. Now look at this. Okay, this is where it stopped. And he's like, get me out of here. These people are attacking him. And they're throwing bikes in front of his truck, jumping on the truck, and they get him out, and they end up beating the shit out of him. Okay. Why the fuck are you on the freeway anyway? Not that they should plow through people who are on the freeway, but he's just trying to get the fuck away. These people are trying to beat on him. All right, so is that their example? Hold on, let's pause. Let's forget that shit. Do you have any more? What? Wait a minute. Where are all these videos? Yeah, here it is. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety tweeted Sunday that a driver of a semi-truck who plowed through a crowd on I-35 has been arrested. The department called the actions very disturbing. Well, you know what else is disturbing? Motherfuckers on the freeway jumping on your truck trying to beat the shit out of you. Good morning, Kessler. And good morning to MC.
Hammer time.
I'm glad you're here. But, what is this? This is a USA article. Vehicles plowing into George Floyd protests across USA. Oh! This one. Okay. In New York, 2 police vehicles drove into protesters behind a barricade. Now, do they have the video of this? I might just not do any of my other stuff because let's see this one. Okay, let's see. New York, NYPD SUV plows into protesters in Brooklyn. What's happening here? Is this video? No, it's not video. No, that's just a photo. Is there any video on this one? Oh, right here. Is this it? Oh, this is a photo gallery. Okay. Okay. Don't know about that incident. Let's go back. Demonstrators in Denver. Oh my God. Demonstrators in Denver chased a black SUV after a woman drove through a crowd and accelerated as a man hopped on the hood. Huh. Do you think maybe she was protecting herself? As a man hopped on the hood So what? Would she come in the crowd and they're surrounding her car? This is such, oh my God. Semi-truck driver is arrested in Minneapolis. We know about that one. Let's see, New York, Minneapolis, Denver. Tallahassee, Florida. 3 white people in a red pickup with a Georgia license plate yelled at Black Lives Matter protesters, then revved the engine before driving into the crowd, witness told a Tallahassee Democrat. Sidney Martinez said people threw water bottles at truck in retaliation. Yeah, I'm sure they were just, I'm sure that it was just a misunderstanding. Let's go back to the NPR article because it's funner to read in NPR style. 20 people. Okay, we got that. The message they're trying to send us. You need to get out of the street and stop these protests, Wiles said. They're trying to intimidate the most recent wave of BLM protesters to stop their movement. No, they're not. Most of them are just trying to get the fuck home. Most of them are just trying to live their lives, and usually they don't hit the gas until a bunch of people start attacking them. That's when that usually happens. Oh, but then they're going to go back to 2017. See, they don't know a whole lot about linear time. Linear time is not a matter. In fact, they probably have some black and white photos of a car ramming a person back in 71 at a protest, or 67 or whatever. They'll probably bring out some black and white photos too. The most high-profile attack occurred a year... Oh, wait a minute. A rash of vehicle rammings occurred in 2015 and 2016. A rash? Really? Never heard of that. When the run them over meme was popularized in far-right circles in response to Black Lives Matter's protests and demonstrations against the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline. What? Oh, okay. The most high-profile attack occurred a year later during the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. A white supremacist plowed his car into a crowd, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and wounding dozens of others on a bloody weekend that jolted the country to recognize the resurgent threat of far-right violence. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You mean the Tiki Torch fuckwads? Those assholes? Now, the Tiki Torch fuckwads, which is their official name on this show, the Tiki Torch fuckwads can go straight to hell, but the Tiki Torch fuckwads did not initiate the violence in Charlottesville. Remember that? Now, if you look at the media, you would think they did, but they didn't. They were the Tiki Torch fuckwads. Did their little protest on Friday night with the Tiki Torches, and then a whole bunch of other people came the next day because they were going to take down some statue. They were protesting the taking down of a statue. Now that was a whole mixture of people, and then the police. There was thousands and thousands of protesters over there, and the Tiki Torch fuckwads were in a crowd of the other people. There's all kinds of people in there, and some were, Confederate relatives and whatnot, just having their protest. And then the police in Charlottesville, at the direction of the mayor of Charlottesville, decided that it would be a good idea when the people were leaving their demonstration about the stupid statue, that I don't give a shit about the statues. I mean, if people want a statue, they can have your fucking statue. I don't care. The statue don't give it mean shit to me. But anyway, the police said, hey, here's a good idea. How about if we direct all these people at this little protest, instead of directing them the opposite way of the thousands and thousands of people over here screaming bloody murder about these Tiki Torch assholes and then the other people. No, we're gonna push them right at that group of people protesting these people, and then we're not gonna do shit when the shit hits the fan. So the people, they made them walk through, started throwing shit at them, whatever. There's all kinds of mayhem going on and whatnot. And then dickhead, what's-his-face, decided to drive down the wrong street and ran into a bunch of protesters. And, don't know if he deliberately hit people or not. Whatever. He's an idiot. He should have stopped as soon as he saw people and just got the hell out of there instead of driving farther into it. fuck him. He was one of the Tiki Torch. What I say, Tiki Torch fuckwads? That's what they're called, the Tiki Torch fuckwads. Anyway, but this says, what does this say? The use of car attacks against peaceful... Oh, I'm sorry. NPR. Sorry, it's NPR. The use of car attacks against peaceful protesters is increasingly a deliberate terror tactic for white supremacists. Well, if it's an increasingly a terror tactic for white supremacists, and you're using these 50 incidents, which you don't even know. What did it say up here? It said... at least 18 are categorized as deliberate attacks, not knowing if those people are white supremacists, with reports of at least 50 vehicle ramming incidents since protests against police violence erupted nationwide in late May. So there's 50 incidents? I thought we were just overrun with white supremacists. Wouldn't you think if they're everywhere, there'd be hundreds and hundreds of incidents of these vehicle ramming incidents? But I digress. Oh my God. All right, I'm not going to read the rest of this shit, but the bottom line is they used this photo first. And I'm pretty sure that this is one of the vehicle ramming incidents that they've been unable to categorize. Just saying. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Before I do a quick thing, pissed off Shih Tzu just followed me on Twitter. Well, that's a cool thing. Thank you so much. If you're in the chat, I'm glad you're here. We got about 45 people here today. Lots of likes. About half of you've liked the show so far. If you like what we do, please let me know by just hitting that like button, except for Duck Dog, who comes around and gives me a dislike every day, but that's because me and Duck Dog have an understanding. See, Duck Dog is a great dude, and he's funny, and that's his funny thing, and so I always have to have one dislike. That's okay. Also, might as well do my shill right now. The Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. If you like what we do and you enjoy the show, well, maybe someone else you know would enjoy the show. So do this, hit the share arrow down there, or follow me on Twitter, Minds of Gap, and share the love. Share the love. Black Hebrew Israelites in the house.
That's right.
Good morning, sir. Also, if you want to do super chats, donations, whatever, you can do that through the Streamlabs link. It shows up in the chat. In fact, it says right there, this show is sponsored by viewers like. Oh, it's kind of a PBS type of statement. This show is sponsored by viewers like you. Support the show with your donations and have your super chats read live on the show. Click the link in the chat in the description down below, or there's one that just says super chat link here. You can do that shit there. All right. They probably wouldn't say shit, but I say shit because sometimes I'm in a swearing mood, and today is one of those days where I'm in a swearing mood. So, I'm sorry if you don't like that. Good morning, Straight Sith Male. Also, you get the NPR treatment today. Hello. Okay. All right. Is Duck Dog here? Is Duck Dog here? Good morning, Duck Dog, if you're here. Someone said hello to Duck Dog, but I don't see you here. But if you're here, if you're not here, well, hello anyway. You'll probably watch the replay. By the way, if you're watching via replay, please leave a comment in the comment section. I will interact with the comments, and it's just good to know who dropped by. By the way, I just realized. So I did a cutout video, a little P clips, total P clips video, and I cut out my 25 minutes on Candace Owens from I don't know, a week ago, and that I was like, that video has like over 500 views. I guess apparently someone has been sharing that. And here's the thing. Oh, Adam Richard, what's up? Here's the thing. I knew this might happen. I'm starting to get comments in that comment section about Candace Owens. And, boy, people are really super hot or super cold on Candace Owens, and there's not any nuance in there. And so I might just do a video strictly on the comment section of that video. There's some people who, don't you ever say nothing bad about that woman ever. Which, honestly, look, here's the thing. I'm going to give you my 2 cents on Candace before I go. I believe that Candace Owens has potential. I also believe that Candace Owens goes about things in a way that doesn't necessarily attract the people who she's potentially trying to reach. That would be the people who would be the target audience for Blexit, which would be black people. Okay? And I agree with her most of the time based on the things she says, because she's mostly talking points, and the talking points usually make sense, right? She has the right. Like I said, I call her. She's like a new vegan who's so excited about veganism, but just is annoying because they're telling you all the time about veganism. She's not. I'm not saying she's wrong all the time. Okay, I'm not even saying that she's wrong. Well, she's wrong. Some things she says is just stupid, but that's just because she's learning. She's learning. She's new to this whole thing. So she says some things that you go, oh, that's cringy, or oh, that's not going to work with your target audience. By the way, good morning, Gamer Valine. I see you there. Good morning. And Duck Dog, there you are. I knew you were here somewhere. Someone said you were here. But her choices of rhetoric, all I was trying to explain at that day was that her choices of rhetoric not exactly going to attract some people, because, you know, it's like a vegan who constantly insults you on what you do. Do you want to listen to that person? Okay. She doesn't, she kind of does that with her target audience. So, and it's off-putting to some people. Some people get it, but I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying the style. Yeah, I think she blew up too fast, and it's all in her head. And she needs to like collaborate with some people who might help her in her quest. But right now she's gotten so much attention that sometimes you get, what's that called? The Dunning-Kruger. I mean, she's not dumb. She's abrasive to some people, and it doesn't always work. Anyway, all right, let's get back into this, because I want to talk about the weekend. Holy shit. By the way, it was Father's Day weekend, and if you haven't seen it already, I've shown this a couple times, but this is the cup that my daughter made for me. The PDawg night cup. See, she did that light's messing up there. I can't get the light out of there. Anyway, she made this cup. She drew that, and then it says PDawg night on the back. I'm really excited about that. Good morning, Jaeger Pony. And then my son got me some new kicks. I'm a basketball coach, so he got me some low top Nike basketball shoes that are really nice and look good out there when I'm coaching. Whoo, I'm gonna look good. Anyway, but over the weekend, it was a rough weekend. You know, police around the nation are somewhat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What, Maddie? You mean she needs to stop, collaborate, and listen? Yes, she does. She needs to listen as much as she talks. Anyway, it was a rough weekend. Lots of violence around the nation. I'm just gonna get caught up on the police blotter here. This is shootings, violence jump in cities where mayors have restrained the police. Oh, shocker! Shocker! Activist campaigns against police have accelerated in the wake of violent altercation between police and George Floyd that prefaced his death. In response, mayors of several cities have reduced police presence. This has led to several cases of dramatic increases in violent crime. We'll get into some of these in more detail, but in Seattle, since violent protests against police have begun, there have been numerous reports of shootings occurring in Seattle and the 6-block Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, which has been it's changed though. It's the something organization or something Hill Capitol Hill organized protest. It went from Chaz to Chop. But anyway, One protester named Jake Shields inadvertently caught a shooting on camera. In one moment, Shields can be describing life in Chaz while he plays frisbee and walks around the area. A neighborhood overtaken by gun-toting anti-police vigilantes. Chaz is also known as Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, or CHOP. Here's the video. Jake Shields.
There we go.
Oh, this is 44 minutes long. We're not going to watch this whole thing. So a lot of people milling around. Is it?
Come on.
Okay, now this is too long.
Come on.
Sounds like an argument in the background. We'll see if this shows up soon. Okay, never mind. We're not going to do that. Anyway, it says, look, it's being resolved peacefully, he says. Peacefully. No one is going to fucking jail. There's nothing to be afraid of down here in CHOP. Just seconds later, Shields is seen walking his car. What does that mean? As protesters around him scatter, screaming, and gunshots ring out. It's getting a little wild down here now, he says. He continues once he's in his car with, dude, there's fucking gunshots. I'm out of here. He later returns to the scene and begins describing the suspected shooter to the camera. According to a statement released by the Seattle Police Department, officers also responded to a shooting in the Chaz early Saturday morning, but were met by a violent crowd that prevented officers' safe access to the victims. Footage from security cameras and officers' body cameras during the incident was later released and shows officers attempting to push past protesters to respond to the report of a shooting in the area. Please move out of the way so we can get to the victim. All we are trying to do is get the victim and provide them aid, says one officer. According to CNN, a later clip shows police leaving as members of the public continue to yell at them. The victims were eventually both transported to the hospital where one died of his injuries. Protesters at the Chaz are now calling for the shooters to turn themselves in. Oh, well, there you go. Just get them to turn themselves in because this is your new little country, right? Fuckwads. Anyway, let's see. According to CNN, one protester even suggested the police would treat the shooter better than other protesters might. Well, what? Yeah, they probably would. They'd probably try to get him into jail and charge. But, and it says turn yourself in because if you don't, it's better that the police get hold of you than they do, they said. So they're afraid the shooter would... they're afraid that the people in the Chaz would fuck this person up worse than the police. Huh. That sounds vaguely familiar. What are they protesting? Oh, police brutality, but they're afraid of their own people more than they are the police. Now, the other thing about that, there's a video out there where there's a guy and he's in anguish because outside of this zone, there's an ambulance and some other first responders who are waiting for the police to clear the scene. And this guy is just yelling at this guy in the ambulance saying, you got to get in there, because, whatever. Sorry, ambulance drivers can't go into an active scene unprotected. And let's see, did you see Raz Simone bitching about the medics refusing to help? Yes, an ambulance is not going to show up without protection and without it all clear for police. Yeah, this is an active shooting zone. If you got a video of that, or if you have that, send that to me. I know I had it, but I messed up all my bookmarks today. But yeah, what were they expecting? If you don't let the police clear the scene, and then also, if you're familiar with Tree and Logic, I don't know what her new channel's called, but I watched a video from her this morning on this incident. Okay, so two people were known to be shot, were taken to the hospital. People from the zone ended up taken to the hospital. One of them died in the hospital. And she has video. Actually, let's just watch Trees. I might not get to a whole lot today because I thought this was fascinating. I know that I can go into her video. Something that she said made so much damn sense that I almost I almost. Well, let's just get to it. Let's just get to it. Hang on a second. Let me find it here real quick. I'm going to my history, and because now Tree of Logic, who has a channel. What's her channel called now? Where is it? Hang on a second here. We will find it. You know what I hate? What's happening with YouTube now is when you know how when you're watching videos on YouTube and one of those videos gives that automatic like preview, but you don't actually watch the video. Well, every time one of those videos pop up, they go into your history as though you watched the video. So I have all these extra videos in my history that I did not watch, and it's annoying as hell. And so when you're trying to find something you watched, from earlier in the day or something, it's hard as hell to find, and it pisses me off. Let's see. Here we go. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I know you can hear it. Hang on a second
coming, didn't you? We saw this coming. We knew this was going to happen, and it's finally here. Chaz/Chop has his first homicide, and it looks like that the white people are covering up their first black-on-black crime. Oh, that's right.
Now it's funny about this. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to find the spot. Here's what she says. Okay, she's a former police officer, and she. Let's see. I'll see if I can find it here.
Of its own accord inside of our beautiful country known as the Harbor View spokeswoman Susan Gregg confirmed the hospital received 2 shooting victims from Capitol Hill in the early hours, and that one, a 19-year-old, died shortly after arrival, while the other was in critical condition in intensive care. Now, provided if they were not a communist country in its own right, and had allowed the police to come in there. By the way, police officers are now trained in how to help shooting victims, but they denied the.
Yeah, that's the other thing. See, police are also first responders, know how to deal with shooting victims, and they don't, and they still didn't let anybody there. Trina still does video. She has her new channel's called. She has one channel called Independent Thoughts and Words, where she just does mostly live streams, and she does a daily news report and stuff like that. And I've known Tree, man, I've known her for 3 or 4 years now, just from YouTube. But yeah, so 19-year-old died. Hello, hey Larry, how you doing? Good morning. I think I said I had a meeting, man, earlier. Hang on. Anyway, let's see if I can find where she says this.
And also, they're not allowing the ambulance to come in there either, who are trained to deal with shooting victims. But so they had to put these people in regular cars and drive them to the hospital. And of course, that's going to be a situation that's going to prolong the death. That's going to basically ensure the death of those who are critically wounded. And that's probably why one of the black men arrived to the hospital dead once he got there. So the police said that the suspect or suspects, for which they had no description, had fled and were still at large.
Now, here's the thing, and she's going to tell you this in a minute. So here's what happened. So these guys, the one guy gets shot, he dies, the other guy is shot, and they wouldn't let the police in, right? And so because the police can't go in, the ambulances can't go in either. That's protocol. And so there's people begging the ambulance guy to go in, and they're not going to go in until they get a clear from the police. And unfortunately, because this autonomous zone doesn't have any official people in there to let the ambulance in, they're not going. They're not doing it. All right. Now, so 2 people are shot, and because the police couldn't go in, it's almost impossible for them to investigate this because the crime scene was contaminated. Meaning that, well, the shells are all gone. They cleaned up the crime scene. There's no sign of gun. Listen to what she says, though, about the shooting. I think
this is something I want to talk about, okay? So what they're saying is this. Before we actually read what they're saying the shooting victims are. Now, I want you to understand that this
by the way,
2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
You cannot enter.
If you heard that, this happens 2:30 in the morning.
Chaz, if you Chaz/Chop, unless you are a member of the community,
they have their own security, not letting people in. But they're trying to blame this incident on. Guess? The Chaz Chop people are trying to blame this incident on. White supremacists. Thank you very much. So listen.
So understand, everyone that was in there is a member of the communist country known as Chaz/Chop. So they're going to try to paint the narrative that a bunch of right-wingers or Proud Boys or Trump supporters and come in there and start shooting up people.
Yeah.
No. Seattle, baby, is so blue. It's the bluest of all blue. And there's no way that any white supremacist will come into a communist town like that and start shooting up the place. They would get spotted immediately. But I'm going to tell you what I believe that happened. I believe that the two black men, one dead, the other one in critical condition, are the actual two men who were doing the shooting.
Now, interesting theory, right? The two men who got hit by bullets were shooting at each other. Now, remember, Tree is a former police officer, has some experience in these types of things, and is very, very insightful. I'm gonna continue on. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but the important part I think is coming up right now.
I believe they were shooting at each other, and here's my evidence in this. When you listen to this when you listen to this video of the shooting, okay, you're going to hear two guns go off.
Two guns, and you know what? When I listened to this early this morning, she's going after Officer Tatum, calling. I know. You know what? Look, not all black people get along. Okay, whatever. Look. I listen to everybody. I listen to Tatum. I listen to Tree. I listen to the Hoteps. I listen to the Felicia Cummings, the black conscious conservatives. I listen to them all. And I don't listen to just black people, but I follow all these people. So I know that there are conflicts between a lot of different people. Even Leo Dunstan, who's gone off the deep end he used to be on this conservative trip, and now he's completely off the rails. But I listen to Tim Black. He was a total leftist. I listen to them all, and I know how their interactions are different. I would like to get some of these people together and have a powwow, but whatever. Young Ripper's awesome, by the way. Who just mentioned Young Ripper? He's awesome too. He had a great. By the way, if you want to go see a cool interview on Hotep Jesus' channel, he did about 2 hours with Young Ripper, and that was just a meeting of some minds right there. Young Ripper's awesome. Anyway, all right, let me finish this though. Tatum straight up lies in his videos. Tatum has a very one-sided view, and they have, you know what? Not everything he says. I don't know if he lies. I think he has a point of view. I don't know, but Tatum, it reminds me. I have the same feeling about Tatum, even though I listen to him. I have the same feeling about Tatum as I do with Candace Owens, although Tatum at least has some experience as a police officer. Anyway, let's get off this conversation right now. Let's just forget this. All right, here we go. Here's her evidence.
It's going to go off about 6 to 7 times, and then finally the second gun gets off about 3 rounds.
You hear 2 guns.
So listen to it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Did you hear it?
Did you hear that? So the first gun.
There's two
went
guns.
off
You can
first.
hear there's two
Got
guns.
Several rounds, and then the second gun went off, and let's listen to it again. Listen to it again. You hear two different guns. Okay, one person has one gun, the other person has another gun, and you can hear that the first gun that goes off has been.
Listen carefully.
Has let off about 6 shots. Let me see if I can count them again. Hold on a second. It's going so fast.
You hear the second gun?
Okay. The first gun sounds like it got off 6 to 7 shots, and the third.
It's
gun
not an
got
echo. It is a second gun. It's a different kind of gun, and it's very distinct. I'm gonna go back again just where she went in there. Yeah, those are not echoes because there's 7 shots. There are 3 of the other shot, but if it was an echo, there'd be 7 echoes, but there's only 3. Can't tell if an echo or a different report. No, if it was an echo, you would hear 7 echoes, not 3. And listen to, I'll play it one more time, but it's not an echo.
about 6 shots. Let me see if I can count them again. Hold on a second. It's going so fast.
And it's a different kind of gun too. The echo's a different kind of gun. You can hear the difference. They're 2 different kinds of guns.
Okay. The first gun sounds like it got off 6 to 7 shots, and the third gun got off on 3 shots. Let me make sure one more time. Let me hear it one more time. Yep.
Yeah,
So-
clearly it's a different kind of gun. So anyway, thank you. Oh, hi, Tales of Gore. Good morning. Also to Sapphire Dragon. What's happening? So anyway, yeah, those are definitely different types of guns. It's not the echo from the one. And also they have a distinctly different sound if you listen carefully. So anyway, Tree's theory on this is that these two were shooting at each other, and also because both of them were shot in the front of their bodies. So they were facing each other, shooting at each other. So anyway, all right. So anyway, that was her thing on that. Let's go back into this article I was in. Also in this one got me when I got up Father's Day morning. Minneapolis earlier this week, 8 people in Minneapolis were shot, according to CBS 4 Minnesota. The Minneapolis Police Department says it's investigating 5 separate incidents, and no arrests have been made. Oh, this is even before this. Okay, here's the thing. This weekend, do they have the one in Uptown here that I talked about yesterday in my video? I did a video yesterday for Father's Day, by the way. It was short and sweet, but so I woke up to find out that there's a big shooting in Uptown, the area of Minneapolis. Guess where my son lives? In the Uptown area of Minneapolis. So I called him in the morning and nothing happened to him. He wasn't even out, but it was all good. But 12 people shot. 1 person died at the scene. Other people in critical condition. And also, as this says, earlier this week, at least 8 people in Minneapolis were shot, according to CBS 4. Minneapolis Police Department says it's investigating 5 separate incidents. One of the other incidents was in my daughter's neighborhood. Not happy right now. I'm not happy because both my kids live in Minneapolis. I live in a 3rd-ring suburb where my kids grew up. But the Uptown area, yeah, that's 4 blocks. It happened 5 blocks from my son's house. Great. I'm just whatever. Another shooting, one of the most violent in Minneapolis history. According to the Star Tribune, wounded 11 people and killed another on Sunday. A suspect is yet to be arrested. And the Minneapolis police has been in touch with the FBI officials in the Twin Cities. So anyway, and then in New York City, ABC in New York reported more than 22 people were shot over the weekend as police presence continues to decrease by order of the mayor. Way to go, de Blasio. We're going to put more and more resources into the Cure Violence movement. Oh, wait a minute. This is NPR worthy. We're going to put more and more resources into the Cure Violence movement and the crisis management system, which has proven to be extraordinarily effective in stopping gun violence before it happens and mediating conflicts, Mayor Bill de Blasio said earlier. Huh. Great. According to Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, there was an increase of 25% in homicides in the last few days, but the city still plans to use its Cure Violence movement instead of police to mitigate gun violence. Well, I don't know if police mitigate gun violence, but I'm pretty sure that if the criminals know the police aren't going to show up, they're just going to keep firing away. Anyway, Chicago, according to NBC Chicago, more than 50 people were shot this weekend, with at least 8 fatalities reported. Many of the shootings have resulted in no one in custody. This comes just a few weeks after this year's Memorial Day weekend, which was the most violent weekend in Chicago history, according to the Chicago Sun-Times, when more than 85 people were wounded in shootings and 25 other people died that weekend. We've never seen anything like it at all, said Matt Kapustin, the senior research director at the Crime Lab, told the Sun-Times of the increase in shootings after rioters poured into the streets with anger at police. I don't even know how to put it into context. It's beyond anything we've ever seen before. Well, I don't know if you need to put it in context other than I'm not seeing a light at the end of this tunnel right now. We do have a legitimate concern of police violence, but we also need police for something. And right now, I don't know. Hey, ho, ho, Beetlejuice has got to go. Oh my God. Oh boy. I don't even know if that's racist calling her Beetlejuice, because, Beetlejuice is just a ghost or whatever Beetlejuice is. So I don't know. It's not racist. It's just she looks like Beetlejuice. So anyway, some more. So the shooting reported in Seattle's Chop Zone for the second straight night. At least one person was shot Sunday night inside. Oh, Sunday it happened too? At least one person was shot on Sunday night inside Seattle's autonomous protest zone, where demonstrators have settled during civil unrest sparked by the death of George Floyd at the hand of police officers. And the Seattle police officer said in a tweet at 11:26 p.m. that one person had suffered a gunshot wound inside the area and the second shooting may have taken place. Police investigating reported shooting inside Chop Zone. Department wrote one person at HMC with a gunshot wound. So, and then on Saturday night, we know the 19-year-old man was killed after a shooting took place inside the zone. Officers responding to the shooting said they had trouble getting into the scene because they were met by a violent crowd that prevented officers safe access to the victims. And not in this article, but they cleared the scene, so there's nothing, you can't investigate it. So, and the people in the zone are saying, well, if you turn yourself in, ... whatever that means. Anyway, moving on. This is the one where near my son's house, 1 dead, 11 wounded, Minneapolis mass shooting. 12 people were shot in an overnight mass shooting in Minneapolis, a city struggling with whether to defund or disband their police department. I was driving around Minneapolis, was it Friday afternoon? And, Minneapolis is a notorious liberal town, which is fine. I don't care. To each his own. But, you saw every so often you see a house with a Black Lives Matter sign on it, and which is fine. Great. They're supporting a movement. But then one house has this big old Black Lives Matter sign hanging down to one side of their house, and then on the other side of the house, bigger sign: abolish the police. I don't know. I don't. No. There's got to be a way to get this shit under control and fix it. And fix, look, again, these police events, the ones that, look, we got to make the idea that police, their duty is to bring in people unharmed so they can face the justice system. 100%. The ones who failed to do that, as in George Floyd's case, should be prosecuted every time if they do what they did in that system. Doesn't mean that George Floyd's a saint. He certainly was not. In fact, I wouldn't even say that George Floyd was a good person. But he is a human being who deserved to be brought in and go through the system. But we still have this, it's the rare events that get all the attention. Because 10,000 arrests, or no, 10 million. 10 million arrests, 350 million police interactions in a year. But we talk about the 7, 6, 7, or 8 or whatever. Most of those arrests, people don't resist, and nothing happens. But you look at the case down in Georgia. If that man had just let him put the cuffs on and take him to jail, there's no drama. Did he deserve to have them taken in? Was it even if he wanted to dispute the fact that he was being arrested? Do you fight the police? Now, I know some people get with me, you're one of those, just take the, take care of it in court. Yeah? And live! I don't know. It's maddening. BG, how you doing? I see you dropped in here. Good morning. I don't know. This is nuts. Witnesses said Hennepin Avenue South was also the scene of looting and destruction when the violence marred protests against police brutality and the death of George Floyd, who was killed in the same city, per CNN. Well, per CNN? Oh, great, because you need CNN to know that by now. Some of the same businesses on the street, which had just finished repairing damage from last month, are now left with a shattered window from the shooting. Well, one guy's dead from the shooting, and several people are injured from the shooting. But yeah, witnesses say that at least 2 groups of people were shooting at each other. And the shooting, which took place just after midnight, continued up the block until the 2 groups disappeared into the night, leaving a mess and at least 1 person dead. The ground was littered with shells, witnesses told local media, from at least 3 different weapons. Although the Minneapolis Police Department is currently under siege by city officials who are doing their best to eliminate law enforcement in the city altogether, good luck. Good luck to have your city run after that, because I guarantee you there's going to be people who are never going to come into your city again if that happens. Including probably me. I don't have to go to Minneapolis for anything. Screams were audible on a live video posted to Facebook that showed the aftermath of the scene. This area where this happened. This is my son's stomping grounds. The uptown area. It's a nice area. It has some bars and restaurants and shops and shit. And he lives 4 blocks from there. So anyway, needless to say, I was concerned as a parent in the morning listening to that. And then also, my daughter, who lives in northeast Minneapolis, there was a shooting out there just a couple days ago. So I'm like, anyway. All right. He was talking about the one to go. Brianna, he made some. Yes, he had some factually incorrect stuff there. You're right. Damn, please. All right. Report shooting surge after NYPD disbands anti-crime unit. Reports indicate that shooting in New York City surged last week following the NYPD's decision to disband its plainclothes anti-crime unit. The New York Police reports the unit was disbanded on Monday, June 15th, 2020, and the week ended with 28 shooting incidents and 38 victims. Which makes me wonder, so the people with guns out there just decide as soon as they hear the police are lighting up, they just go out and start firing shit? I don't know. During the same week in 2019, there were only 12 shootings. Only. A law enforcement source told the Post that this is what the politicians wanted. No bail, nobody in Rikers, cops not arresting anyone. Yeah, I know the bail system is difficult for people who are poor, but I don't know if having no bail or no... I don't know. I don't know if that works either. The source added all those things equal, people walking around on the street with guns shooting each other. And then the Sergeant's Benevolent Association tweeted this: 24-hour New York City violence in 24 hours thanks to New York's failed politicians who lack the courage to tell the truth. Now who suffers? Who are the real victims? Where are the phony politicians now? Take a bow, de Blasio, City Council, NYS Senate. The body count is growing and you own it. Anyway, that's that. And then 200. And also this happened over the weekend. 200 law enforcement agencies across the country were hacked and sensitive intel exposed. It appears the group Anonymous and their Antifa affiliates hacked. Now, I guess if they have evidence that it's them, I don't know, hacked 10 years worth of data from fusion centers and police departments across the United States. The group claims hundreds of thousands of law enforcement sensitive bulletins are in their hands under the code name Blue Leaks. The group, commonly known as Anonymous, and their self-claimed anti-fascist affiliates like Distributed Denial of Secrets, known online as DDO Secrets, leak sensitive law enforcement data from federal, state, and local law enforcement databases. 10 years of data from over 200 police departments, fusion centers. Okay, that's what it says there already. Yesterday, DDO Secrets began releasing links on Twitter to other anonymous groups and Antifa affiliates regarding law enforcement sensitive bulletins. They claim to have hacked 269 gigabytes of data from a wide list of sources. One of the largest hacks can be found in what is referred to Data Set 102. What appears to be the logo of the anarchist movement is displayed as the database's icon. Note, the file is large and will take a long time to load. News of the hack spread quickly over Twitter. And they tweeted an example of the data available on their sites. One post, DDO Secrets claims a Blue Leaks document shows white supremacists carrying out active violence while posing as Antifa during the Black Lives Matter protest. That is one of the themes that they want out there over and over. Let's see. It may have happened, but I'm going to guess that that's a pretty small amount of any violence that's happened over this last weekend. You think you can blame all of the violence that has gone on over the last several weeks just on some white supremacists who just came in and did all this bad stuff because we didn't do anything? The group also claimed to release documents with thousands of COVID-19 references. The group Distributed Denial of Service Secrets, or DDO Secrets, has not yet admitted how they obtained the data, but they have created a BitTorrent which allows the transfer and access to the data to occur to the masses through a link which we will not provide. Some of the intelligence centers claim to have hacked are among the largest and most secure in the country, collaborating with human sources and handling classified material of the United States government. The El Paso Intelligence Center, known as EPIC, is run by the Drug Enforcement Administration. The center houses numerous federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies. Some of their bulletins, along with the FBI's, have already been posted, including a listing of the amount of data stolen from each fusion center in the post. What is most concerning is the release of personally identified information of law enforcement officers in several posts. Data includes personal and work email addresses and phone numbers of individual law enforcement officers. The recent release of this data has serious law enforcement safety concerns, and threats online are already beginning to be made against individual officers identified. Other threats are levied against private citizens found in the database. The tweets calls for violence against those named in the post. Others responded vowing to take action. That's not good. Just saying. Austin police arrested 20-year-old in connection with an attack on police headquarters and flag burning. I don't give a fuck about the flag burning as a protest. I think it's despicable, and yet I think it's legal. Whatever. It's as a protest, it's constitutionally protected symbolism. Whatever. I think they're assholes for doing it, but they're allowed to be assholes. Friday evening, hundreds of protesters gathered outside police headquarters in Austin, Texas, chanting slogans of "Fuck the police." I did not hold back on what it says on there. And this is not America. And carrying hateful signs calling police officers names such as pigs, the demonstrators attempted to enter the building. According to officers on the scene, once the demonstrators failed to gain entry to the building, they turned on the American and Texas flags flying from the city-owned poles nearby. Now that, however, is not protected speech. You can't steal flags and burn them. You can bring your own flag and burn it all you want, but you burn the city's flag, now you've done destruction of public property. The demonstrators lowered both flags, put them in a pile on the pavement, and several failed attempts set them on fire. Watch the video of the events as they unfolded Friday. I'll pass on that for now. Sunday morning, Austin police report the arrest of a man in connection with the flag burning. Oh, well, there you go. They've arrested 20-year-old Julian Gobble for taking down the United States and Texas flags from their poles after video surfaced showing the protesters pulling down and burning both flags in downtown Austin. All right, so now that's different. You can, if you want to burn your own flag as a protest, hey, go right ahead. You burn my flag, fuck you. Yeah, I'm gonna call the cops. Here's one. Oh, remember the woman we talked about the other day? The woman that was the activist, the Black Lives Matter activist who came up missing, and then they found her dead. Well, looks like Tallahassee. Florida man Aaron Glee confesses to murders of protester and elderly woman. Tallahassee Democrat reports Aaron Glee Jr. confessed several times that he kidnapped and killed both Oluwatoyin Salau, I can't remember if that's right, a student and protester, and Victoria Sims, a volunteer and retired state worker, in grisly crimes that have horrified the community. According to newly released court documents, Glee waived his right to remain silent and gave his account of events to officers with the Tallahassee Police Department and the Orlando Police Department, they include shocking new details, including that Glee kept Salau as a prisoner in his rundown home on Monday Road for several days, raping her and eventually deciding to kill her to avoid getting caught. The documents revealed that Salau, 19, and Sims, 75, apparently met one another in the last days of their lives after Glee arranged for Sims to pick both him and Salau up at the bus stop. Salau went missing June 6th, followed by Sims on June 11th. And then on June 13th, numerous TPD officers descended on his home. After tracing Sims' cell phone to the address, they found Sims' body under a bloody sheet in a bedroom and Salau's body under a pile of leaves. Yeah, that was that activist that got kidnapped. So that's good. If he did all that, they can rot in hell. 60 people shot in Chicago, 9 dead, including a 3-year-old so far this weekend. That's from this past weekend. It's we talked about that already. This is heartbreaking. It really is, and I don't like what's happening right now in our country. I'm going to skip that, though. We've talked about it already. And in another scene, rioters steal police guns and destroy a George Washington statue. Can we stop the mob and then worry about the police? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, we got to fix the issue with, police brutality, but right now, how about we figure out a way to stop people from killing each other? I think that might involve the police. Let's see, this one. Now that our government has lost control over cities, rioters are taking possession of police precincts and vehicles and now obtaining police-issued firearms. This is America? Is this America or Baghdad? Meanwhile, rather than pushing a united front on law and order, Republicans are tripping over themselves to pander to the mob and even try to out-left Joe Biden on crime. Where does that leave the silent majority of Americans who want ordered liberty? Well, that's kind of a... That's interesting. That's an interesting turn of phrase. I don't know. During one of the worst nights of rioting earlier this month, 45 handguns were stolen from one Georgia gun shop. Even worse, rioters are now stealing firearms out of police vehicles. When the politicians sent the message to the rioters to burn, that they don't have the backs of the officers, the police back off. It used too little force and allowed anarchists to burn their vehicles. Well, there are often valuable and potentially dangerous tools in those vehicles. Nearly 3 weeks after that night of rioting, Georgia authorities are still looking for 2 semi-automatic rifles stolen from burned-out cop cars belonging to Georgia Tech police. That's weird. Georgia Tech has police that have semi-automatic firearms. Okay, interesting. I don't know if that's just the Georgia Tech area or what. Anyway, in addition, there have been dozens of car break-ins and guns have been stolen out of citizens' cars. Okay, I'm gonna we're skip. Actually, this, you know what? I'm gonna get out of this right now for a minute because I need to get into Twitter trends today. There's a couple items in there that I wanted to get to, so whatever. And then there's man finds mannequin dressed as police officer with a pig head hanging from a Florida bridge. Just a couple headlines there. Democratic Colorado governor signed sweeping police reform bill ending qualified immunity and banning chokeholds. Yeah, everyone's on the police reform bandwagon. Some of the things need to be done. Interesting. All right, let's get into Twitter real quick just to catch the trends. By the way, it's great to have 56 people in the show today, 59 today so far. We probably had a little over 60 at some point. Remember, if you like what we're doing, if you like the show, share the show out, hit the like button before you go if you have to dip out. And thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. I had about 25 new subscribers over the last week or so. Still trying to get to 1,000 before the end of July. So anything you can do to help that, especially sharing the show, is the big one. I'll try to put out some shorter videos too. If you can do me a favor, when you see my shorter videos, I know that because a lot of times you tweet out a live stream that's an hour and a half long, or sometimes my Saturday ones go 2.5 hours if I have them. But that's why I'm trying to put out some shorter videos, maybe some clips from the different shows, so that people will watch those and they'll get interested. And that's where a lot of my subscribers are coming from. So I'll get and start doing that again. And I've still got some videos I got to make. I'm going to make one about the NPR article that shows that white supremacists are using cars as rams. And we'll talk about that today on I can't even think of an NPR show. I was on an NPR show when I was a guest on NPR one time. That was actually pretty interesting. I think is it called All Things Considered? I was on that show once when my adoption story became national news. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, it was kind of fun, but they didn't really talk like this. Well, the interviewer did kind of talk like this, and I was doing it over the phone, so. I don't know. It was weird. I've never done that. All right, let's go. Let's get into Twitter trends. See what's happening today. What people are talking about right now. What people are going to be talking about later on the Explore tab. It seems as though COVID-19 is just back in the news every day. So they have the COVID-19 updates, and I'm going to go ahead and just we'll skip it today. I'm going to do an update on the world numbers that I used to post on Twitter regularly. I haven't really spent a lot of time on Twitter actually posting, although occasionally I post stuff, but since the news went away from that, so did I. And now every day it's COVID-19 updates. It'll be interesting to see over the next few weeks how many new cases. The cases apparently are rising but the hospitalizations are only slightly rising and the death counts are actually lowering. So I think that's a function of a tremendous amount more testing. In fact, that's what my wife's doing today. She's doing COVID testing up in the north suburbs today. Her being an RN, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, let's get into the trends today. Number one trending on Twitter is Min Min. That has something to do with video games, I guess. And I probably won't, let's see, every zoner when Min Min releases, this ramen is my girlfriend. Okay, I'm not really, Min Min exists to test weapons switching for the real star of Season 2 DLC. Okay, I'm not familiar with Min Min, but apparently it's a game that people are be interested in. Disappointed that Nintendo decided not to subtitle Sakura's social distancing joke during the Smash Brothers Min Min reveal stream. Okay, it has something to do with Super Smash Brothers. Okay, all right. Well, if you're into that, that's trending number one. Monday motivation will skip Sakurai. Sakurai. That's probably having something to do with games too. Gamer Sakurai. Holy shit! By the way, the reason I have two monitors is because I occasionally like to have the TV on while gaming. Sakurai, a super gamer. Oh, I see. Sakurai's obsession with using two pro controllers at the same time continues. Okay. I control two players at once. Okay, is this guy just like a savant of video gaming? How do you control two controllers at once? Anyway, all right, don't care. Moving on, I stand with Bubba. Yeah, Bubba Wallace, there's an investigation. Apparently a noose was found on Sunday in Wallace's garage stall at the race in Alabama. NASCAR announced it comes less than 2 weeks after Wallace successfully campaigned to ban the displaying of the Confederate flag at NASCAR events. Wallace, who is the circuit's only full-time black driver, released a statement of his own saying, "This will not break me. I will not give in, nor will I back down." You know, what sucks about this, thanks to Jussie Smollett, some people, well, bye, Cindy Rochelle, have a great day. Thanks to Jussie Smollett, there are people out there thinking that this might be a hoax. Now, I don't ever want to assume immediately that something's a hoax, and there's no evidence that this might be a hoax as of yet. So, and if that happened, that's fucked up. And so I will not jump to conclusions. Just like there's a 5-day rule. The 5-day rule is not just for sniffing out hoaxes. It's also to give the people who investigate these things time to come up with evidence. So I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. But if that happened to Bubba Wallace, fuck the asshole who did it. And if it didn't happen to Bubba Wallace, well, I might have some other choice words also. I'm going to skip Monday morning's Money Thoughts. Crash 4, that's a video game thing. I'm going to skip these video game ones. Sammy Guevara is trending. I don't know who that is. Trending with Sasha Banks. Just a kid chasing a dream. Any business? Okay, I don't know why this person is trending. Sammy Guevara was 22 when he made those comments about Sasha. He was old enough to know what he was saying is wrong. There's no defending it, and it's a damn shame. Why can't these talented wrestlers just be normal fucking people? It baffles me. Now, it makes me wonder what Sammy Guevara said about Sasha Banks. Not that I don't know. What? Hold the fuck up, Sammy Guevara doesn't need to apologize to Sasha or give us an explanation as to why he said what he said. He needs to stay the fuck away from her and lose his job. Can you imagine if someone said they wanted to rape you and then tried to talk to you about it? Oh, is that what he said? I don't know about that. Statues of Jesus was trending earlier. Oh, good God. We'll see if it's still trending. So apparently he said something really inappropriate, to say the least. And people are ripping on him. What he said was disgusting, even at 22 years old. So he said something when he was 22. I don't know how old Sammy Guevara is now, but okay. Has something to do with wrestling. Not good if that's what he said. All right, moving on. Sarah Sanders is trending. Why? In her forthcoming book, Sarah Sanders says that John Bolton was a classic case of senior White House official drunk on power who had forgotten that nobody elected him to do anything. Oh, shots fired. Sarah Sanders. That's wild. Let's see. Oh, the music's still playing. I didn't have my headphones turned up. Sarah Huckabee Sanders torches John Bolton in her new book, says he's drunk on power. You know, it's funny because the John Bolton book's coming out and they've been unable to block it. And, you know, he's saying a bunch of things about Trump. But the one that he was talking about the other day, where Bolton was mad that they were going to do, what was the thing where we were supposed to get into a war with Iran, you know, the big war with Iran, and Trump said something about, you know, hey, you know, you get your shit together, the missile's going to be flying, and then Trump pulled the missiles back, and John Bolton is mad at Trump for not doing it. We know where John Bolton stands. There is no missile attack that he would hesitate to do. He's anyway. So of course now people who hate Sarah Sanders but because John Bolton is now trashing Trump, he's the left's hero. That is what cracks me up the most about it. That's fucking amazing. So now the people who hate Trump are loving John Bolton. Sarah Huckabee Sanders lied to the American people all the time as White House press secretary. Big lies, little lies, big little lies. Brooklyn Dad Defiant. This is one of those. He's a kind of a Krasenstein type who tries to jump in on anything that mentions Trump. Sarah Sanders, a woman who's not elected to anything, writes a book about a guy who wasn't elected to anything for Orange guy who wasn't legitimately elected for anything. Oh, you dumb motherfuckers. You're still wasn't legitimately elected. Kiss my black ass, brother. He was legitimately elected in the way that we elect people in our nation. Dumbass. All right, enough of Sarah Sanders. We know why she's trending. Cade Cunningham to stay at Oklahoma State despite postseason ban. Okay. Oklahoma State's got got in a little trouble with the NCAA. Springman, that's video games. Russia's trending. Let's see. Rajnath Singh's Russia visit India to urge Russia to rush to fill up gaps in defense preparedness, making good on pending purchases. Yeah, this whole thing between China and India makes me fucking nervous. Two countries with 1 billion people kind of lobbing shit at each other, killing each other. This is not a good thing. We do not want a war over there. And apparently, here's the lead to the story. The government has begun the process of filling up gaps in defense preparedness, making good on pending purchases, shoring up supplies, and improving inventory profile based on worst-case scenarios, including a two-front fight, according to people aware of the details. Russia appears to have bunched the delivery of India's S-400 with a couple of other countries. So India will press Russia to consider expediting the delivery on the S-400 Triumph anti-missile system during Defense Minister Rajnath Singh's 3-day visit to Russia starting Monday. The urgency comes amid heightened tensions along the India-China border. India gets a lot of weaponry from Russia. I don't need that shit to escalate. All right, Ja Rule, the hip-hop artist, is trending. Apparently, he's clowned himself in an ad. Let's see what this is about. Ja Rule clowns himself in a hilarious ad for a Greek restaurant. Shall we watch this? Ja Rule has tried all kinds of commercial endeavors since the debacle of the Fire Festival, which he co-produced 3 years ago, but he may have hit on a way back to a positive public opinion with a completely bonkers commercial for Papa Cristo's Greek Grill. Are they going to show it? Do they have it? Let's see. All right, let's see how Ja Rule clowns himself. Only 1:10. We'll watch it.
Slap your mama.
I'm best gyros you ever ate in your life. So good. Take one, think to you got to have Peters. Papa Cristo, Peters.
They got everything. I'm gonna just give you a rundown of some of my favorites. They got tzatziki. Hold on. Octopi tequila. Well, whatever. But it's good. Copper pizza. And they got wine too. I'm telling you. Come on down to Papa Cristo. You can't even pronounce the food. It's so goddamn good.
Show them what you working with, Papa. Show them how you do it.
Hey, Papa. Hey, where are you? Papa Cristo, are you here? Papa Cristo, are you here?
Come on down to Papa Cristo's. West Boulevard, Pico.
Or you can call right now and get it delivered. Papa Cristo's. Ooh, make you want to do the dance.
Okay, there you go. Papa Cristo's got Ja Rule doing an ad. That's some funny shit. And anyway, that's why he's trending. I wonder what people are saying about it, though. Let me check this out. This is the single greatest work of art to emerge in 2020, and Ja Rule is now forgiven for the whole Firefest thing. Well, there you go. Let's see. Ja Rule got paid a Ziploc bag of lamb meat for this commercial. Bro, how did I just find out that Ja Rule did a commercial for Papa Cristo's? This is my spot. I love me some Greek food, by the way. Ja Rule digging himself out of that Firefest debt one day at a time. Yeah, he got beat up on that mess. My official statement on the shameful Ja Rule Greek restaurant commercial. It sickens me to see a Greek restaurant try so nakedly to go viral. I never want to eat at a Greek place with a marketing budget. The ideal Greek restaurant. Oh my God, are you serious? Is run to be a 60-year-old couple with a loveless marriage. The husband, who does not speak English, is in the back grilling with his shoulder hair out while his sexually frustrated wife takes your order and flirts with your father so hard she's practically jacking him off under the table. Desperately look for a way out of her hellish existence. The AC doesn't work. The water is warm and you think you've made a mistake until the food comes out and the lamb chops are so good your dick gets a quarter hard. The restaurant that hired Ja Rule should be ashamed of themselves. They've abandoned that Greek way of life by trying to run a good business instead of just having good food. Our people are so committed to doing the bare minimum. We almost caused a global financial meltdown by napping too much, and this is the thanks they get from the American diaspora. Disgusting. Yes, thank you, Stavros Halkias, for that fantastic rundown of what a Greek restaurant is supposed to be. All right, that's funny. Moving on. Venezuela's trending. Iran sends a shipment of food to Venezuela in latest delivery. Yeah, big Iranian ship came to Venezuela and sent some food there, sending aid. I don't know if there's... Let's see here. I'll read the first line of this. Iranian officials said one of our cargo ships was expected to dock in Venezuela on Sunday with food to launch the first Iranian supermarket in the South American nation. The Golzad's delivery marks another success in friendly and fraternal relations between the two countries. Officials in the Iranian embassy in Caracas announced earlier this week. The food follows Iran's recent flotilla of 5 tanker ships filled with gasoline sent to relieve Venezuela's deep fuel shortages, the result of broken down refineries and U.S. sanctions. Well, yeah, it's tough when an oil-rich nation can't run its refineries. I don't know how much. I'm sure some of that's due to the sanctions, but also the fact that they took over all the refineries before they kept the experts there. So anyway, I don't know, but good. The Venezuelan people, hopefully I don't, it's the government of Venezuela that's fucked, but then that screws the Venezuelan people. So I hope there's some relief for the Venezuelan people there. Don't know. Todd Howard's a gaming thing. World War I and World War II is trending. Why? Apparently Donald Trump tweeted something because of mail-in ballots 2020. Oh, because Donald Trump tweeted something. That's why 2020, because of mail-in ballots, 2020 will be the most rigged election in our nation's history unless this stupidity is ended. We voted during World War I and World War II with no problem, but now they are using COVID in order to cheat by using mail-ins. And of course, Brian Krassenstein, or his uglier twin brother, who tweets under the names of one of their wives, tweeted this: fact, Americans has been using mail-in ballots since the Civil War. You voted by mail-in ballot in 2016. You know that there isn't rampant fraud, as does everyone in the country. You are just trying to make an excuse for the loss you know you will endure. Mr. Trump, you are correct. We did vote during World War I and World War II, and many people voted by mail-in ballots during those wars, just like they have been doing since the 1860s. That's what I say to that. Anyway, that's why World War I and World War II are trending. I don't know. Whatever. This one's still a lot. Does Democrats think of voting as something you will buy and sell? Cuomo wants voting to be like buying something with a credit card on the internet. Great example because, okay, what did Cuomo say?
Voting makes sense, right? I believe this is a setup, my friend. Obviously, mail-in voting makes sense, right? You can buy something with a credit card over the internet. Of course, you can do mail-in voting.
Well, yeah, we'll see. And then, okay, now I've seen this argument too. It's safe to mail tax refunds, Social Security checks, stimulus checks, draft registrations, prescription drugs, passports, and your driver's license, or the actual ID you'd use to vote. Then it's safe to vote by mail. Oh, really? Well, should we start naming the things that you need an ID for? And talk about why voter ID also makes sense? Oh, anyway. All right, moving on. Name redacted is trending. Why? Sees name redacted trending. Notice no one really realizes it's actually a legit name of Dr. Coyle's theme in arms. Oh, that's part of a game. So it's trending. That's funny. Where's the one that I wanted to... Okay, it's not on here. I can't remember what it was either. There was one that I wanted to make sure I touched on today, but it's no longer trending. So let's see if there's anything new. No, Min still there. Okay, I don't know. I stand with Bubba's moved up to number 3, though. It probably will be number 1 by the end of the day, just because NASCAR fans are very loyal to all the drivers, including Bubba Wallace. There's only 2 Bubbas there's only 2 brothers that I know whose name are Bubba. Tell me what the second one is in the chat while I'm wrapping up here. Anyway, it's time for me to call it a day on the Morning Night Live. Thank you all for being here today. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hip check it, elbow it, poke it in the eye, something. Poke that like button in the eye. Or Duck Dog, you already did your thing. And if you also like what we do, please share this stream. It'll be a video now, but and if you're watching on the replay, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. And if you ever want to donate to the cause, you can drop a couple bucks in the tip jar through the Streamlabs link at PDawgNight.live. Always open 24 hours a day, and that is also the place where you do super chats. If you leave a message there during the off hours, I will read it on the next show. Anyway, I gotta call it a night, though. Anyone figure out who the other Bubba is? No, not Bubba Gump Shrimp, the other brother who's a Bubba. There's 2 Bubbas. One is Bubba Wallace. There is one more Bubba that somebody's got to know who the other Bubba is. A brother that's a Bubba. Somebody, anybody. Come on, man. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. Put the knee on the neck of that like button. I like your style, Sean. Thank you. You get that. The whole crowd's saying it. Anyway, I will try to put out a couple videos this week and try to just get that shit going. But thank you so much for being here. How come no one knows who the other Bubba is? Thank you, Wikipedia snippet with the Bubba Smith, the football player and actor Bubba Smith. All right. Anyway, that's it. I gotta go. Thank you, everybody, again. Do all that stuff that they tell you to do at the end of everyone else's videos. My name is PDawg Night, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawg Night, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Night, and I'm out of here.